Hi, it's a lipstick gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I am finally getting into my Moira Cosmetics purchase. I made a purchase during their Black Friday sale and I spent just under $100 and I got 15 items. 15! Oh my goodness. Now, the one thing I didn't do, I didn't feel confident picking a foundation and concealer shade, but I do have powder, I do have blush, I have lip products, eye products, highlighter, liquid liner. I didn't get one of everything because there's too much to do that. But I didn't even try one of every type of product they make. So I know they have mascaras. I'm up to my eyeballs in mascara right now. I never need more lip products, but that's my weakness. So I have 4 of their lip formulas to try, quite a few eye products. So let's just jump into it. So I already have down foundation, concealer. The other thing I didn't do is I didn't purchase brow products. I already have stuff in my brows because if my brows are the wrong color, oh, it's just bad. All right, I may have to, depending on how this try on goes, order more products and brand. But I'm gonna start here. This is their Set and Correct Finishing Powder. This is the lightest shade. It's supposed to be color correcting. I'm just gonna swirl my brush through here. I don't wanna pick up too much. I'm gonna knock off any on the back of my hand. And then I'm just gonna start stamping. My goal here is not necessarily to sweep, but to stamp. I find that the older I get, the more fine lines I have under my eyes. If I'm sweeping, sometimes the skin will kind of bunch up and I won't get the powder where I want it. So I'm going to take my time to kind of tap back and forth. There are some powders that look beautiful everywhere. I feel like those are few and far between in my collection. I like the Givenchy Prism Lead powder. That one works under the eyes. I like Hourglass powders. I have one from Beauty Pie that I really like, but there's a lot of stuff that I just can't use under my eyes because it's a little too heavy. And ooh, wow. Okay, so I'm just taking a look close up. I definitely feel like it's doing a good job of setting my under eyes. I feel like I might have missed a spot over here. But I don't necessarily feel like it's sitting heavy on the skin. And I feel like the minute something looks heavy and powder-like or adds any additional texture or makes me look a decade older, especially under the eyes, that's when it's a no-go. This is really impressive because it's so affordable, even if you don't get it when it's on sale. I'm gonna have to keep trying this, but so far I'm pretty hopeful. I just threw a little cream bronzer on, but the next thing I wanted to go into is this. This is the Loveheat Cream Blush from Moira. This is the shade number 9, I Have You. So this is really reminiscent of the Tower 28 cream products. I used to have one of those, but I had a shade. I picked it up a couple years ago during the holidays when they had a set. It was too dark. It was definitely pulling a little too orange. This I think is a really pretty shade. So I'm gonna use a synthetic brush, pick up a little bit of it, bounce it off on the back of my hand to distribute it through the bristles. I don't want a really heavily blushed look, but I am definitely interested in getting an idea of how, ooh, it's pretty, how the blush works. I never really fell in love with the Tower 28 blush, and it was because I got the wrong shade. And it was definitely more terracotta. I forget the name of it, but it was definitely more of like a really warm, almost terracotta orange. And I want something that's a little bit less. And I also don't want to look like I'm overly blushed. You may look at some of my previous videos and go, really? I'm trying to step away from the heavy 80s draped blush, but I love that. I want a softer look. And I feel like this is definitely giving that, but it also has very much the look of blush just coming from the skin, not necessarily like I'm wearing a blush, and I like that. This is one of the new products from Moira. This is the Dreamlight Highlight. I have the shade 02 Honeysuckle. Boy, I wanna, okay, that's a lot. Oh, that is actually really pretty. I was really worried that if I got the lightest shade that was more of a pearl shade, it would be too much, that it would be too frosty and I would look like an ice queen, and that's not what I want. This shade here looks a little bit more to my liking, but I don't want to put too much on because I'm worried it's going to be really frosty. Oh, she is. She's frosty, but she's pretty. Although this is a really pretty highlight, I feel like maybe it brings a little bit of an eye to the texture of the skin. So if you're dealing with textured skin, I feel like this might highlight it a little bit, but I love this color. I like that this color doesn't have like a cast to it. I mean, you can see it right here. It's pretty, it's highlighty, but there is, if you're fair, this is a great shade. I don't know that I can continue going without something on my lips. So I'm gonna throw this on. This is the Glow Getter Hydrating Lip Oil. I have the shade Berry Berry. It's number 5. I love a lip oil. So, ooh, it's a kind of a small doe foot, isn't it? Maybe I'm used to the really chubby ones, but it has like a little bit of a scoop to it. I love the color. Ooh. Okay, I feel like maybe I needed more on the applicator. I feel like I over applied, and I think it's because the doe foot looked really small, and like I felt like as I got to the edge of my lips, like, you know, from one side to the other, it was starting to get dry and pull, and I should have just kind of smushed my lips together to redistribute. And so I dipped in for a second time, and now I feel like I have too much. But the one thing I want to check for, I don't really feel, okay, that's a weird face to make. But the one thing that I never like is when a lip oil or a lip gloss, anything that is tacky, it could even be like a lipstick that tends to kind of gather and collect where the lips touch, you know, right on that inside edge. And then does it actually stick to itself and string and pull? I really don't like that. I feel like it's visually distracting if someone's talking to me and all they can see is like gooey lips. That is not cute. But beyond that, I feel like sometimes if it's texturally too much, it can be really heavy, sink into the corners, and then you'll have a puddle of color here or a puddle of the product. And then the more your lips move, changes texture, changes color. I hate that. I don't feel, it's doing it a little bit right here. I'm gonna have to get back to you on this, but I feel like this could be easily fixed by not over applying. And maybe me in my very zealous, I love lip products, I over applied, but let me blot it out, take it down, and we'll keep going. I feel much better about this. I just needed some hydration on the lips. It is very hydrating. It does have a little slight tacky feel to it. All right, so here is the one palette that I got. This one's called A Moment With You, and this is like the Love Letter series, but look at this. I didn't want to go for like completely nudes, but there are some really pretty like browns in here, but you have a green, you've got this yellow, this looks kind of like a shifty almost blue to it, then you have this berry tone and this really pretty, I don't know, is it kind of like a purpley taupe? There are some really pretty shades in here. I feel like the packaging is really nice. I can't believe how affordable this was. On its own, it's under $20 when it's not on sale, and then when it was on sale, it was, I don't know, maybe $12 or $13. I'm hoping the quality of this is really good, but I got a lot of other eye products today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this for mattes, but I will swatch the whole thing for you. I'm going to start with this shade down here. This one's called Even More. I'm going to use this as my transition shade today. I'm always curious about, I know this brand has been around for a long time. People have been using and talking about it, doing like one brand reviews, and I found those really helpful. I have been watching ones from Jen Phelps. I watched one from Moira Beauty. I can't remember the other people that I watched, but I watched quite a few just to try and get together a list of, you know, what it is that I'd want to try without having to be like the first layer of like trial and error. I wanted some other people to make recommendations for me. And I feel like there are some really affordable and beautiful products from Moira. I can't believe it's taken me this long to try them. I think a lot of that is that I can't find them where I live at my drugstore. I don't know if they're in stores. I don't know. And if they're an online only brand, I think that sometimes it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. All right, the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shade here. This one's called So Real. I'm gonna build a little bit of this up right here. Man, these are really easy to blend. It could also be that I'm using these What's Up Beauty brushes. These are White Goat Hair, and I love a natural hair brush for eyeshadow. I'm gonna take that same medium tone brown here on a slightly more detailed brush and just kind of run this down across the lower lash line. Okay, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go into this darkest brown shade here called It's Special. Just the smallest little bit, like right here. I I don't want a lot. I just want a little bit more of a gradient darkness on the outside corner before I start layering sparkle over the top. I would love to know if you have any eyeshadow palettes from Moira. I heard the ones in this packaging, I think it was Jen Phelps who said that she liked this formula better than the ones that came in the kind of more plastic packaging where you could kind of see through the acrylic lids. And so I opted for one of these, but this is actually really nice. All right, I feel like this looks really good. And I'm ready for some color. So I got 3 of the Starshow shadow pots. These looked really reminiscent of the scattered lights from Hourglass. I have one of those that I love so much, but these are the sort of eyeshadows that come in these little pots. They have this little plastic tamper. You're not gonna wanna get rid of this because it's not really a pressed, product. It's kind of creamy to the feel, but look how metallic these are. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna swatch these first. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. What? These are the shades I got. Look how metallic these are. These are insane. This one here is called Showtime. This is Literally, and this is Eureka. Eureka is kind of like a really pretty, almost platinum type silver shade, but it has, when you're looking at it, I'm gonna blend it out a little bit more. There's a little bit of an interesting like turn to it. It looks really cool here, and here you see a little bit of a warm base. You see that? But these are so pretty and so dimensional. Eureka looks really silver, almost platinum in the pot, and these other two definitely lend themselves towards a little bit more warmth. I did pick up one of the Lucent cream shadows. This is in the shade Juniper. This I don't feel is quite as opaque as the other ones. Here it is, but look at the sparkle on that. That's pretty. It has some warmth, some cool. It has a really pretty kind of duochrome to it. I did get one of these Space Chameleons. This really reminds me of the one from Danessa Myricks. The packaging is the same. It's her Multichrome. This one, by the way, is the shade Estella, which is Spanish for star, but look, here's the shade here. It kind of has a little bit of a bluey purple shift to it. It's hard to see, but it can be blue, it can be green, it can be orange. Here it looks kind of pinky blue, but when I'm looking at it at this angle, it's kind of like a green gold. I don't know. It's really interesting. I don't think I'm going to use this today, but let me just show you what I was talking about. Here's the Twin Flames from Danessa Myricks. I feel like the component is identical. Danessa's is completely clear. This one does not have a clear lid to it, the top to it. But do you see? I feel like they're trying to evoke an affordable version of a high-end brand. And I feel like they're doing that really good. I feel like the packaging is the same here. Here's my scattered light from Hourglass, and here is the shadow from Moira. I definitely feel like they're trying to let you know we do similar formulas. We're gonna put them in similar packaging. Here's the Hourglass, and the Moira is a little bit different, but you definitely feel like they're evoking that feeling. They're trying to let you know this product is similar to this. I'm gonna pick up this shade in Showtime, and I'm just gonna tap this on the eye. Oh, it's such a pretty color. I don't have that much on my fingertip purposefully because I feel like you could just continue to spread this out. This is one of those, if you would want a really easy one and done look, I think you could get that. This is so reminiscent of the scattered lights from Hourglass. Like, they go on just as easily. They don't need a lot of finessing. A fingertip will do. I usually use my fingers with potted products like this just for ease of use, but I feel like this is really nice. I am gonna grab for a little brush, and I'm gonna go into this light gold shade here. This one is called Literally. I'm gonna pick up a little bit on the brush and hit the inner corner. Wow. Wow, that might have been too much. But I'm just gonna blend it in here, a little bit on the lower lash line. I'm really impressed with these. I feel like this is the sort of eyeshadow for an easy look when you have to go out the door, but you wanna look like you tried. That's how I use the Hourglass one. I won't put anything else on my eye. I'll use a little bit of this, kind of lightly tap it on, buff it out. And if I want any more pigment, I'll pick up a little bit more and tap it where I want it. These create such a diverse one and done look. I feel like These are great and the price is amazing. I really wanted to get another Scattered Light from Hourglass, but trying these, unless something really weird happens with how they wear, I don't think I'd ever want to purchase another Hourglass one. These feel identical and I hope they wear the same, but this is beautiful. I'm gonna try this. This is the Micro Tip Liquid Liner. This is supposed to be waterproof. And I'm like, I'll be the judge of that. But look how tiny this is. This is a brush tip. I love a brush tip liner. I just curled my lashes. Wow. I feel like this is really easy to use. I'm getting a little wing with this. That was easy. I'm gonna try and go in between the lashes here. I always have some of those skin toned gaps in between my lashes. I'm gonna do the other side. This is my watery left eye. We'll see how waterproof this is. Okay, so they're not even. I know that. Okay, I know they're not even. I just couldn't quit stopping. I don't know. You know what it's like with liquid liner when it's like, let me fix this, let me go over here. And the next thing I know, they're kind of like, meh. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna throw on some mascara. I'll be right back. But this was super easy to use. I also like how fine the tip is for getting in between all of the lashes right where they grow out at the edge of my lid. Not necessarily on the waterline, but like in between the lashes to blank out any gaps. It really gives it more of a seamless look and I like that. All right, mascara, I'll be right back. I feel like this look is really coming together. I like the way that the eyes look. I know this is really my easy kind of neutral brown sort. I know we're in that safe territory. I am going to swatch everything for you, but I cannot wait to try some of these lip products. And because I got different types of colors and wanted to keep the eyes a little bit neutral, so I left myself open to wearing anything I wanted. These are all the lip products I got. I'm starting off here with one of their Lip Appeal waterproof lip liners. This is the shade Superstar number 22. This is one of their lip creams. This is the shade Posh. Right here is one of their Luminizer lip treatments. It's a lip gloss. This is called Lovebird. This is the lip oil that I tried on previously in the shade Berry Berry. And this is one of the Moira signature lipsticks. It's kind of like a balm. This is the shade Dusty Red. My goal was to get a liner that would go with this shade, and this shade. I mean, I suppose I could use it with this berry, but I was kind of expecting the lip oil to be its own thing. I think I'm going to start by putting this on. This is really interesting. It has this kind of this is the only one that I got that was a bullet form product. Ooh, it glides. Ooh, it glides. Oh, it feels so good. The texture of this is super creamy. The texture of this also, it glides. It's one of those that's so emollient that if you're not careful, it doesn't drag or catch on the lips. You could like easily, like, you know, give yourself like a really big, like outside of your lip line, but it's so creamy. I feel like it's showing up a little bit more glowy on the lips here. I mean, it does have a little bit of shine to it, but maybe I'm distracted by the glossiness of these guys here. This is so comfortable. So comfortable. I love this. I think the color is nice. I think it's really wearable. It doesn't really read, I know the shade is Dusty Red. It doesn't really read that red to me, but I'm not mad at it. Here's the Luminizer lip gloss. This is the shade Lovebird. Oh, this is nice. I feel like you're getting, because the doe foot on this is a little bit larger than the lip oil, I feel like it kind of distributes just the right amount of product without there being too much. I did want to go for something that was a little bit more kind of brown in tone. This feels a lot more lightweight than the lip oil did. The lip oil definitely, I felt like I didn't get enough when I pulled the doe foot out, but here I got plenty on the doe foot. The doe foot is also like really flexible. I like how flexible it is. I'm hoping that sometimes there's a point of it's so flexible I'm having a hard time applying it. I don't think that's the problem here. This also doesn't feel really heavy. It doesn't feel sticky. I'm gonna wear this really with a lot of curiosity because this kind of reminds me, and maybe I should just swatch it. It kind of reminds me of the new Victoria Beckham lip gloss I got in Poolside. Oh wow, these shades are very similar. So here's Poolside from Victoria Beckham, and here's Lovebird's from Moira. This will be interesting, but you're getting, this is a glass container. It's a much more luxe feel, but this is nice. I'm gonna go into the lip liner. I think I'm gonna wear the lip cream today. All right, I should tell you, I was drawing this on. The tip of it just fell off. It was very sharpened. It was like sharpened to a little point. It was doing fine until it like fell off. I'm gonna have to carefully look for it because if that little bit of lip color is on the floor, it's gonna get ground into the carpet. I'm not wanting to do that. There is a sharpener on the other end of this pencil in case you wanted to sharpen things up. I'm just gonna finish kind of lining my lips with this. Very creamy, but it does feel like it has kind of like that long wear dry down to it. And here's the lip cream. This is the shade Posh. Okay, I'm just gonna show you, I was wiping off all of the swatches and I'm sitting here rubbing this. This is gonna be a long lasting, really waterproof formula because I'm going to town and I finally got it off with, but you can see that it's kind of spread everywhere. I think this lip liner is going to be like on all day, which kind of bodes well for it. I just hope it doesn't end up making the rest of everything feel dry. I like the way this feels on the lips. I feel like if I were to wear the lip liner on its own, it would definitely feel tight, dry. This is matte, but it has that long wear setting feel. I don't know that it's gonna go anywhere today. This lip cream though definitely feels more hydrating on the lips. It has mango seed butter, jojoba oil, coconut oil in it. And I feel that in the texture, it feels nice. But I'm curious to see in 2 hours whether this is gonna kind of, you know, sink in and then I'll be left with the color on the surface and the moisture is gonna be gone. But I'll have to get back to you. But right now I'm liking the way this feels. Here are the swatches. I feel like the mattes, 4 of them swatch the same. This is the only one here. There's 5 mattes in here. This is the only one that was a little bit different, and it could be because it has a little bit of red to it. I found that all of the metallics were really easy to swatch and super beautiful. This one here seemed a little bit less pigmented. This one here, this kind of yellow shade, these two, and this kind of bronzy one here in the middle had a very different, almost squishy feel to them. But this is the entire eyeshadow palette. I'm really interested to try this and continue to use this. I think it's a really interesting color story. I don't know that I would have put these colors together, but I think they work really well. But yeah, interesting. I like the green that's in here. I like, you know, the neutral metallic shades, that kind of light blue in the middle. That's really interesting to me, and I can't wait to see what sort of looks I build with this palette. All right, I just took a minute to add on a little bit more blush because I felt like my lipstick was robbing my face of color and zhuzh my hair. Let me tell you, I am super pleased with this. And I don't know if the reason I was kind of waiting to try Moira was because I didn't think that products that were this affordable would be this good. And I know that's, sometimes you just gotta try it, and I'm glad I did. I wish I had tried it sooner. I really do. I love this little teeny tiny eyeliner. Here's hoping that she's waterproof, but I can already see like my leapy left eye is going to town. It hasn't quite hit the eyeliner yet, but we'll see how this fares. This is exciting to me. I don't know that this color story is what I would have picked, but I think it's gonna work really well. Head over heels for these little shadow pots. These are great. I'm glad I got 3 of these, a cool and a couple of warm. Other things that I'm really interested in checking out and continuing to try are the lip products. I feel like this is gonna be like really easy. I'm just gonna have to remember not to over apply. Same with this, but I'm really curious to see how these guys wear today. Here's hoping that I end up with, you know, really pretty red but not dried out lips. And I don't know whether this is gonna be the part that dries them or whether it's gonna be this. And maybe I will end up at the end of the day with really happy lips. Here's hoping. I don't really feel like I'm surprised I'm not reaching for this. This lip product here is exactly what I want. This kind of has the feel of, it's a little bit more emollient than the Roman Glasting Melting Balms. I feel like the packaging is similar, but this whole idea of a really glossy, shiny, hydrating, this seems like kind of like the t-shirt and jeans of the lip products I'm trying today. I feel like these are really pretty gloss formulas. This is going to be more your quote unquote high maintenance. And I don't know that it's the formula, but I think for me it's the red. But I feel like this would be one of those things, if you really don't want to worry about it and you want some moisture, you're gonna love this, especially if you like a product like this. I am super intrigued to see how the rest of this wear goes. I want to try this. I want to wear this. I definitely want to keep trying these products over and over again, but I will get back to you letting you know how my Moira Black Friday purchase went. So far, I'm very pleased, but I'm excited to see what else there is from the brand. If you have any favorites from Moira, let me know what it is, either products or shades. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you have another brand that you love that's affordable and has really great quality, tell me what it is as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.